another exciting adventure in one way, where we travel in one specific direction, note the separation, and pretty much keep going that way. So, as we left off, we were heading south. We had a little unfortunate demise last episode, but we made most of that progress up anyway. We are currently at, if we look at our south orientation, the XYZ would be the last number, 112,223.5 blocks out, which is great. So we're going to continue going on. And if you haven't followed this show in a while, or you haven't, and this is the first time you're watching, we primarily just go south. Lateral movement is okay, unless we don't have a choice or it's extremely close, whatever we're looking at, we don't go backwards. So that being said, we go for an hour, and this is starting to grow on me now, so I've been doing these more often than I usually do. Usually keep them in rotation, normal scheduled rotation, but not anymore. So are we ready? Go. And the timer just... Alright, hit the right button, stupid. That helps. Alright, we're getting a little low in the wood department, so we're going to grab wood. And, of course, this is not imitating Farlands or Bust. People think that's the whole point of this, which it isn't. It's simply to see how far we can go till this show becomes irrelevant, or the game does, one or the other. And I only have enough wool for one more bed. Next time we go to a village, I need to carry wheat. That way I can train a horse. Then we can get going instantly. But then again, the actual training will actually slow us down. And we need sheep so we can make more beds. And we've got enough for 2 more Minecraft nights. And that's it. Because what I did before, and I don't want to do it again and may have to, is stop the timer and pillar up for the night to protect the position. I don't want to do that. Ocean. This proved to have been a bad thing last time. And we are playing in 1.8.3, so I don't know how well the boats work now. I have noticed that my frame rates with 1.3 have gone up. Usually when I start sailing away, my frame rate drops from $1.05 to about 60. Stutter. There's still stutter, but that's just chunk loading. But it's still maintaining. Could be doing that. Maintaining $1.05 the whole trip so far, which is quite impressive. Oh, sheepies. Well, boat still goes off in whatever direction it wants when you disembark. And this was just in line. And there's the boat. Yeah, we're a little better off. And we got a little more mutton we can cook at some point. Alrighty. And away we go again. Oh, I see. What the? Damn you, octopus. Die. Oh, and that's something I don't want to see. Because that kind of posed a little bit of a problem last time. And somehow we missed the center, but we did. Alright, let's try this again. Off we go. That's winter. We don't want to see that. And the day is wearing thin. The cheap and easy way to tell that we're going the right way is look up to the sky and see that if the sun is going from left to right, we are heading the right way. Stutter. If it isn't, then we're obviously doing something wrong. Alright, is that an island or land? As when night comes, we're going to have to stop regardless. Now, another reason why I'm starting this is the guy who is doing Far Lands or Bust, in order to raise more money for the charity he's playing for. I forget the name, but I believe they buy video games and stuff for children's hospitals or children in need. He's going backwards. He's undoing all his hard work until he reaches a certain dollar figure. So I figure this would be the best time to just cram as many of these out as we can. I do have the advantage of a modern day Minecraft, while he's using the old, I think he's using an old alpha or very early beta version of the game where there were literally farmlands at about 16 million blocks out. You could only walk and boats did not go 100 miles an hour like they do now. So I have an advantage and we see something that could cause a problem, so we go this way. I've learned my lesson and stutter. That's an interesting land formation over there. I think we're far enough away. Just go a little more this way to be sure, because I really don't want to have anything to do with that. More winter, more what I don't want to see. Stutter. Stutter's a little more, but it's maintaining the frame rate, which I'm pretty impressed with. They actually fixed something. Who knew? I'm sure I think I've seen something that seems broken, but stutter. There's always going to be something broken in anything. No program is ever perfect. Although I have to say this is the closest to perfect of any software in general that I own. I literally, for the 4 years I've played this game, can count on one hand how many times this game, stutter, legitimately crashed. I'm talking about the game itself, not a hardware-software issue. I want to get around. Oh, it doesn't look like I'm going to get around. It's just going to keep forming in front of me. We go to admit defeat here. And over this way, and in case you wonder, I do bail prematurely so that the boat doesn't slam into shore and break that much faster. I don't know why I never thought of using the axe to dismantle the boat, but I never did until now. Hey, we made the jump. That would have kind of sucked if I didn't. And we keep going this way, a little bit more, a little bit more. Yeah, the coastline keeps going. That makes life easier. We could use the boat and just go across this river, but we're at a point now that we need to plop down a bed and save our forward progress. And one of these days I gotta figure out how to shrink this world down a bit. It's still somewhat manageable, but I'd like to get a grip on it. It's getting towards 1.5 gig in size, and that's almost a straight line. One of the other advantages that Firelands or Bust has is that it uses the old engine, which the worlds were literally half the file size because you could only build up to 64 blocks above sea level versus 192 in the modern day Anvil version of the worlds. I think that was 1.2 that those came out. Die, die, die. And you're in a hole. You're in a ravine, never mind a hole. That's a big hole. It's a big hole I want nothing to do with. So what's this called? Megataiga, if I'm pronouncing that right. Ooh, it's pretty. Oh, look, naturally occurring mossy stone. This is pretty cool to look at. Generally, I don't like to be in a winter biome of sorts, but this one's nice to look at. More sheep. Alrighty. Continuing on. Sun to the left because it's a new day, meaning we are heading the proper direction. Stutter. And up and up and... Usually these winter-themed biomes tend to be easier to traverse, but this one has not been. Die. The more the merrier. It is pretty to look at. It's not often you get to see this stuff. Although maybe it might be something you could... That is, I just haven't quite got to see them. Because I try to steer away from anything winter related like the plague, because there's nothing that we can find that would be of any real use. Okay, go this way then. And we gotta slow down because we could have just taken a header. Wonder what this is. Is this dark oak? No. Variant spruce. Just regular spruce, but really tall. Good old F3. Yeah, I'm liking how this 1.8.3 is running. I mean, not once, outside of when it stutters, but in full-blown operation, I have not dipped below $1.02. And that's recording with fraps, which likes to bog your, which bogs frame rates quite a bit. And away we go. Hopefully we can get around the winter and see some plains like that over there. But is it for real? Is it real or is it Memorex? See winter over there, we don't care, stutter. Yeah, we still have a stutter issue, but it still runs very well in spite of that. I'll take it. Stutter. Although that's a bit much. Yeah, that was just an island. I like stopping on land. Unless, like I said, it's about to become night, then we need to save our position and sleep where we can. I think I see desert because I see cacti. But is it an actual desert? Yep, actual desert, actual plains. Stutter. Alright, we disembark about now. Yeah, it still goes in a weird direction. I never thought of ever using an axe to break the boat down to get it back. Come on. I'm thrashing on it. That means you respawn. There we go. Yeah, we don't need the pickaxe. More horses. Oh, it's just a... It was an island. More horses. Again, in this case, it's not really going to help us with anything. Plane's going that way. More sheep. Oh no, those are dogs. Wolves. Stutter. And Joshua Tree Land. Alrighty, while we're traveling about here, figure I'd tell you, you might, if you haven't seen it already, there's a new Minecraft series out because I have joined a new server called Craft Theory, and like I said, there's a new series and it's on that server. So I've always wanted to run my own server and be part of someone else's. And a lot of people forgot that, Stutter. And as soon as I started working on Craft Theory, I got people contacting me saying, asking if I'm shutting down the Real Tough City server. Which the answer is no. And am I ever coming back? And I said the answer is yes, but I need to get myself situated in Craft Theory first. Although every now and then I popped into the city. Also, what doesn't help is I'm building a university and I'm kind of in a creative block at the moment. So it's another reason why I haven't been on my own server for a while. Although I've started grasping at some ideas and may do something there. So I'm going to go to the top of this hill and see what we got. Make a lateral movement, maybe a slight backwards step there, but I mean, we're not making any wholesale backwards movement. If anything good's over there, then too bad. And I can see the colors getting a little darker, meaning the sun is setting. It started to set. And for a minute I thought I saw a village, but I didn't. So what we need to do is put down a bed. In actuality, what we'll do is... Oh, I did not make a lot of these. So I'll just do that for now. Yep, grab them. Grab all of them. And I'll put the crafting table in the 5 spot once we get our position here in the desert. I want to maximize my travel with through bed making here. Now that I've got rid of that, alright, 20 minutes in. Let's see where we are at. 117 kilometers. Not bad. Alrighty. Now I'm maintaining a $1.20. Pull up the F3, you can kind of see I'm maintaining about a $1.20, and that's with Fraps recording. Because Fraps does, I don't know if it's actually eating the resources, or I think what it tries to do, because I've experimented with 30 and 60 frame recording rate as well as the 15, which I use for the sake of consistent frame rates on YouTube, is that apparently, from what I'm just speculating, but I think what Fraps tries to do is run in a multiple of the frame rate in which you set the recording to, so that you don't get sheared frames. In other words, each frame is nice and solid. It's not perfect, but it does it fairly well most of the time. Hi, zombie. Come hither. Die. Give me your balls. There. Yeah, you know, at some point I had to say that. Anyway. Now, a lot of other programs will record at whatever frame rate is left over after taking up certain resources. But the issue is you wind up with a relatively unsteady pace in terms of frames. Like if right now my computer were capable of getting 170 frames per second right now, not recording, and I download another screen capture program and it brings it down to like 140. It's gonna cause shearing in the video, and what that'll do is, while playing, it'll kind of leave a splitting line somewhere within the video, and within the capture the frame rate will look a little uneven. I believe, like I said, through observation, trial and error, that Fraps tries to keep everything even as it can. So it's probably a lot more capable than what it is of maintaining a frame rate. I think I can get away with doing that, actually. It can probably maintain $1.50, $1.60. But why do that? So right now, like I say, because of inconsistencies, easy for me to say, in the frame rates on YouTube, if you watch carefully videos that are 30 frames per second, you can see every now and then that the video will stutter. And it's very noticeable at 60. In some cases, 60 frame per second videos on YouTube only play around 30 anyway, because it's so unreliable. But I noticed other people have recorded at 15, which is what I do, and the video stays perfectly, perfectly smooth for what 15 can get you. You don't see stutter. You don't see any variation. Now, unless your computer gets bogged down with something, there might be a stutter or whatever, but in terms of running without any hiccups, it will maintain a nice, steady, constant video. Whereas, like I said, at 30, it tends to stutter a little bit, and 60, forget about it. It just looks pretty for a couple seconds, then it just becomes a stutter fest. Then it might look pretty for another couple seconds. It's not worth it. Plus the file sizes get ridiculously huge. So 15 makes it more manageable. I know there's other programs out there, Stutter, that a lot of people swear to that are a lot better than Fraps, but as I say, if it works, why fix it? Plus, it's fairly easy on the video editor anyway. Stutter. A lot of ocean again. So, will we find any mainland soon? Okay, more than half the day is gone. So, more fun, more islands, more big oceans that were not supposed to be in the game anymore. Whatever. On the plus side, we're going that much further. Stutter. Wow, wouldn't even let me move. I think that's how I died. Is that it decided to stutter and then it lost all forward momentum. Then I had to press the forward key again to get things going. Now the question is this real desert or is this... Yeah, this looks like real desert. So let's stutter and go there. Okay, we're almost halfway through this show. Interesting to see how far we got when... Now. Oh, too fast, too fast. Oh, hit twice, not good. Yeah, one whack. Oh yeah, of course. Hey, look, we're legitimate land. Oh, psych. You turd. Splat. Yeah, we'll take the swim here. And some lateral movement, because we've made some pretty significant dents into Farlands or Busts progress right now. But like I said, I got the advantage of the ability to run, got fast boats, horses if I wanted them. Of course, I mentioned that he's playing in the old alpha, very early beta version, which he didn't have those luxuries. So it makes it easier for me to catch up. I was actually thinking just to make life more difficult for me, is probably even donating to that charity. But I'm a little skittish on donating to charity, not because I don't want to help people or anything like that, but there's a lot of bad ones out there. Yeah, we got to go backwards a little bit to maintain movement. Like I said, if we have to do that, it's acceptable. So, I just don't know any history of it, or how much money goes towards the actual purchase of equipment versus versus expenses and what have not. Because we know, for example, like as soon as I want to give examples, like the Salvation Army here in the United States, they're actually a pretty good charity. People get upset that the person who runs it makes a ton of money. Well, you gotta be able to make money to spend money. And it's not like they're hoarding it. I mean, like 95 or so % of what gets donated goes to whatever cause. And then you hear all the stories about the abuse of the funds. Like when Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans, a lot of the people that fled came here, and they were given money for expenses. And why people don't like to donate to Salvation Army, because they hear that that money is going towards prostitutes and strip joints. That's not the Salvation Army doing that. That's people in need of help, given money to help them get by, being stupid and throwing away donations. I don't blame the Salvation Army one bit. It's not a perfect charity. I mean, it has its share of problems. Every charity has has that. But, for example, those like Sonny Bono's, whatever heck his is, stay away from that one. It has been proven that nearly 99% of the money donated never sees its cause. It's been proven. There's many reports out showing that. Do the research. It is quite appalling. A lot of these celebrities have these charities with really horrible overhead figures that just not worth ever donating to. And I've never heard of the charity that Firelands or Bust is funding, but I should do some research on that and see how much of every dollar that's donated actually goes to the cause. And I'll give them the benefit of the doubt unless I see otherwise, that a probably good healthy share is going to the actual cause. I know that there's overhead, so I know that usually 100% is not possible unless it's a not-for-profit. A good example of that, and I've donated some hefty funds to, is one called the Greg Hill Foundation. They help people up to $5,000 of their own money in matching funds, people that have been affected by a tragedy of some sort. Whether it's a fire, horrendous loss of a loved one that brings home money, the breadwinner that is. Oh, Roof Forest. And I donated a giant boatload of funds when the Boston Marathon was bombed, and they helped the victims. They have an excellent track record. When it came to the marathon, as soon as money came in, they worked with hospitals and stuff like, administration of sorts, to make sure that money went directly to the people that were affected. They searched out the victims. Versus the One Fund, which I would never donate a single penny to, because it's run by a bunch of people that can't run a charity. There's been a crap ton of fraud. There's just so much red tape and so many hurdles to jump over to get help, versus the Greg Hill Foundation, where, Joe Schmo, I can't remember any of the victims' names of the marathon bombing, but let's just say John Smith. He was watching at the finish line, and he was hurt. Because I know there were obviously people that are hurt, and I'm trying to give an example. I just can't remember their names. He worked with the hospitals to find John Smith and give them a good chunk of money towards expenses. And they were there first with the help. And the One Fund took many more months. They had to, like I say, fill out paperwork. Then they waited months on end to see if they would get any assistance. So you can see why I am very skittish to just stop at that point. Why I'm very skittish to donating to charities. Because there's a lot of them that are not really that good. The intent might be good, or they might just be swindling you altogether. But there's good ones out there. And the problem is they're really hard to find. Because some of them will actually have a budget in which they can make themselves look good. Now I have to talk louder because my downstairs neighbors, I don't know if it's my immediate downstairs or the ones off to one side, because they're known to be as problematic. They're blasting their music because they think everybody wants to listen to it. And the answer is no, we don't. Especially when YouTube videos are involved, because there's copyright issues. I don't think it's strong enough to cause any issues, but I would like to have no issues whatsoever. Now, if I hear a little something coming out of the floor or the walls, that's one thing. It's an apartment building. That's expected. Iron. Now the question is, can we do this safely? Because I want to cook this up too. Escape route. I see the iron over there, but it's a little out of the way. I might go for it anyway. Oh, it's a dead end. That works. So we kind of need to rebuild ourselves here. As you can see, I don't have any armor whatsoever. And when the show ends, like I always do when I acquire food and stuff, I will cook it all after the show, make the armor if needed, and of course digging up, because we're trying to stay in that singular orientation that we try to keep. Because I don't want to constantly break the rule there, because it's the reason why we have it. It's that to maintain forward momentum. Who knows? if Minecraft keeps changing and keeps the interest and the game lasts for another 5 years, we might actually hit what some people now call the Firelands, which is the 29,999,999 block mark, which nowadays contains a border. And I have to keep talking louder because these people think that people want to hear their stuff, and I don't. And I don't need that in my YouTube video. I swear. People are so stupid these days. Alright, let's see. How are we doing? Sun's about to set. Another day is coming upon us. Oh, come on. I think whatever they're listening to has dialogue in it, so it's not going to come up as anything recognizable anyway. Still, I would like to not have that crap in the background. This is getting hard. We were making such good progress, and then this happens. Then we get hills that just suddenly end. Okay, go. Keep going. Or not. Okay. Forest. You know what? Yeah, when the sun sets, we'll see how far we are, because we're a little past the 2/3 mark. And jump. Finally, we've... Oh boy. Boy. We only got 14 of those. Alright, go. Sheep. Die. Die. Yay, level 10. Thing is, I don't know if we are able to sleep yet. Actually, I think we can right about here. And yeah, okay, good. We can sleep there. Alright. Are we still facing south? Yes, we are. We are now at buck 21 and 6 or so. I'm counting in kilometers. Splat. We've made pretty good progress. We're like a buck 21. Now we're at a roof forest. Roof forest. How about staying on top of it? That would help. Alrighty. And stop running. And stop running. That time, I understood why we stopped running. And we stutter in the worst of possible places, going over a jump. So now we're in Winterland yet again, and it turns into birch forest again. The forests are question mark biomes because it could lead us to something useful or something craptacular. For example, if you look there, it might be extreme hills. It's a craptacular. It's craptacular. Now, if we're looking for emeralds, it would be good. But that's not the point of this episode or this entire show. It's to get as far as we can before the game or the show becomes irrelevant. That is the whole thing. That's the whole gist. And now that the guy doing Firelands or Bust is deciding to go backwards, do these at a more frequent rate so that... Ooh, frame rate drop. So that we can possibly meet or beat him. Lag. Interesting. Like I said, the one good thing about these winter biomes are winter biomes of sorts are that they're open and very quick to navigate. Usually. More sheep. Oh, you went away. And go. I think I got enough coal for the time being. But, you know, if we got a cropping, let's get it. Not going to spend all day getting every bit of coal. I'm not going to do that. Alright, and we break it when we try to break it. You know, kind of like quick run like that. Now the question is which way to go from here. Looks like we got an obvious answer. Or do we? No, it wasn't as obvious as I thought. Because as soon as everything spawned in, you see that it was nothing but jagged hills. Over here we got a spot that's a little less jagged and more easily traversable. Ooh, sheepies everywhere. I don't care too much about my XP levels because, well, let's look at the coal count. Yeah, we'll get the hatchets down there. We'll get a few right here. Yeah, that'll be enough. And we'll see how much of this we can get. I just make it like a 10-second rule pretty much. Like it's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, close enough. And if we're close enough that we're breaking the last piece, we'll stick around for the last. Alright, we're almost out of pork chops. But we got mutton, which doesn't last as long. And failed to jump. Someday, piggies, your turn's coming. Aw, cute little bunny. And it's got the vertical eyes. The white ones, you gotta question. If they have the vertical eyes like these, they're okay. If they're horizontal, they're deadly, and they have quite an amazing punch. I think it takes like 3 hits and you're dead. So that's something you really don't want to come across unless you're well prepared. Oddly enough for a bunny. Planes! Good. In fact, right now, let's just put that there. Bed, bed, bed. And everything goes in the wrong position. We're good that way. Alright, we have a plane. I have a feeling it's short-lived. Okay, we're doing better on time than I thought. And go. Now, depending on where the sun is when the hour is up, chances are we'll go into a bit of overtime. Learned my lesson. Alright, 43 of them. So, I think we got enough. Although I think I might hit one more. Because to maximize your coal, you want to try and cook things in multiples of 8 if it's at all possible. So I got 45 mutton chops. So now I need 47. That's close enough, because I'll probably go over if I go for one more. Sometimes I drop more than one, as you've noticed. And we haven't seen a single village. What are the sheep by the millions today? Wonder if that's a 1.8.3 thing now. It's 8 million sheep. I don't know. And we're into forest. So now we're in question mark territory. What will we hit after this? Will it be good, bad, or indifferent? Well, the answer's bad. Unless we go this way, because I think I saw plains. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, okay, it's just water. If we fell, it wouldn't have... It would have just been an inconvenience, not a catastrophe. That would suck. We don't have any armor. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cook up what I can. More planes. Yeah, this was a good call. And run. We have not hit a village today. And yeah, yeah. We hit dry spells every now and then, but I've noticed until I said it the last time, then the game decided to prove me wrong that villages don't seem to pop up in plains anymore. Stutter. When I find them, they're usually in deserts or in the savannah. They're almost never in a plain. Getting dark. Time for a bed. I see something that's not plains up ahead. So we go this way. I see that it's still nothing that resembles a plain. Well, this way resembles more of a doable area. So what I'm gonna do is find a spot like this. Oh, spider's coming. How close did he get? Doesn't matter, let's just see where we're going. Still heading south. And we're at buck 23. We've made pretty good progress today. And we'd like to add more to it. Good, we didn't go kersplat. We're gonna have to go lateral now because plane's going the wrong way. And see, we try to avoid falling like that because that could have been lava and that could have been bad. The only good thing would be we would have barely lost any forward momentum. And speaking of lava, we just passed one. So, yeah, we gotta pay attention, not be selective. Alright, the way this might go is 3 minutes left, 7 minutes left, yeah. 7, 3, yeah, that's the same. There's a shadow on the timer on the top portion of the window. It kind of obscured the little horizontal line that... But for some reason I still thought it read a 3, being that 7 doesn't have an extra line sticking out in the middle. Yeah, I'm good. Might have been looking at a different number and just somehow thought otherwise. So, depending, I think what will happen is, I think more than half the day will be over. Like 2/3 of it, and we'll just keep on trucking till the day ends, and then call it an episode. So, yeah, I gotta keep talking, because goddamn neighbors are... I swear the younger people, sorry that this might offend some of you, although if you're a teenager, there's still hope, that the younger generations stutter are really, really dumb. I mean, the basic things like keeping the peace is no one does it. Maybe I don't want to hear your music. Maybe I want to record a YouTube video and not have a copyright strike because you're being a jackass. I'm thinking the level is low enough that, yeah, you might hear it, but it shouldn't be picking up any real detail whatsoever. But I could be wrong and get slammed. And in most cases when that happens, you just wind up with a claim on your video, and you gotta either just let it live and let the quote-unquote owner take your ad revenue and live with a claim on a video, which doesn't hurt you in actuality, or in terms of the better scenarios, you could wind up muting the specific portion of the video that contains the copyrighted clip, and once everything's good, you can go back and reclaim the ads. The only downside is that now you will have a section of your video that has no audio. Unless you're one of those lucky people that have, that can upload a dual track video, then it's just whatever track got the claim will be removed, and the other one, provided both didn't catch it, would remain in effect. Oh, I hate this land. We were doing so good. Now it's just a cluster of problems. You know what I'd like to say, but I also try to keep the videos somewhat, I try to keep them PG rated, which is what the YouTube guidelines say to do. But, all their big money celebrities, they can get away with R and X rated stuff, no problem. But those of us that don't do this for a living, we're supposed to keep up with that. Well, that's the liberal way, because I'm not going to get terribly into politics, but Google is staunchly liberal. And the liberal mantra is, we believe in everything that's fair so long as it's fair to us. Yeah, winter again. Yes, sometimes you win them, sometimes you don't. But like I said, the plus for these winter-themed biomes is that we move that much further along. And roof forest again. Not good, but then again, if you're on top, it doesn't matter much. Except when you need to get down. Well, that was actually a light fall. About a minute left, according to Mr. Timer. But more than half the day is still here, so we're going to have to see where the sun is relative to the end of this episode and judge from there how to go about it. I think it's more than halfway through, so yeah, it's significantly more than halfway through, so we're good. We probably can go till the next nightfall, which we should be prepared for, even though relatively speaking it's not close, but in terms of actual time it is. Oh, we got mutton already. And we got swamp. But that's kind of like, it's like riding through a minefield on a boat, so what we'll do is just kind of hug it a little bit. Slowly approaching that way, if the canopies allow that to happen. Hey, good running. Hey, good running stretch there. Run jump, that is. Ooh, I'm on top again. Not too bad over here. There's the timer. Let's see where the sun is. Yeah, it's about to set. We can keep going for a little longer. Then when we sleep the night off, we'll call it good and see where we stand. I think we've made very good progress today. Alright. And I gotta tinker with the map, see if I can shrink everything behind us to a... since it doesn't really matter to us anymore. Get rid of all stutter. Get rid of all that unnecessary information that's just making the world bigger instead of being of use. I know that if I go into MC Edit, I could kind of do it that way, but like 100,000 blocks of it. Yeah, that's kind of a stretch. Okay, sun's getting slightly lower. Alright, I think I'm heading towards winter yet again. And run. A little bit of lateral here because that's turning into winter and that is not quite winter. So it'll be interesting to see where things will wind up. I was about to say line up, but yeah, I think, okay, do. Right here, the bed goes there. The stove will go there. We'll actually we'll start with that. Alright, and we're gonna see how we've done today. And of course, you're not gonna sit through all this stuff. I'm not gonna put you through that. Hey, Piggy. Let's see how far we've gotten today. 125,845 blocks out. And of course, when I do the post-production, we'll figure out what that is in mileage. That's 125.845 and change kilometers. So that's this episode of... fix myself here. Episode of One Way. Very good progress. Georgia551 saying, hope you enjoyed, and have a good one.